Meet the delinquent. He lives the rebellious life, facing the constant danger of gang fights, authorities, or constant scrutiny among society. Hey, it's Day, and I like reading manga. Recently, I've grown an appreciation for delinquents in manga. By recent, I mean just last year when I read Tokyo Revengers, followed by Windbreaker this year. There's something about the sense of camaraderie and passion to fight for what you believe in that pulled me into this manga trope. It was quite unexpected too, as I was never too familiar with the Delinquent or the Yankee. While I love the two series I mentioned, just as much as I am an action girly, I'm also a romance girly. So can you imagine my pleasant surprise to find delinquents I can fall in love with? They have my heart hostage, I'm afraid. Or am I? Risa, a straight-laced student, one day finds Zen laying at the side of the road, on the verge of consciousness. People around him walk past him, afraid of what he might do. But Risa, without hesitation, walks right up to him. Her hand hovers above him, with an umbrella shielding him from the downpour. Hesitant to accept her help, she insists on giving him directions to the nearest hospital. And without a second thought, she walks away per usual. Little does she know, this random act of kindness would immediately have the delinquent attached to her to find a way to return the favor. The writing of this series is phenomenal. Specifically, I want to spotlight the main character Risa. She is, from the get-go, introduced as over-prepared, serious, and studious. She gives her all in studies because in reality, she doesn't have much else to give her all in. This stiffness of hers causes her to be quite isolated though. She can't connect with others, and we find out quickly that her overpreparedness is due to her desperate attempt to make those connections. I have two theories as to why she carries literally everything in her bag. One, she wants to feel prepared so that if anyone around her is in need, she can make those connections as an act of service. Or two, she has figured and accepted that she'll never make a connection, so as a way to be completely independent, she carries all these things instead of needing to rely on others. Or both. Again, the writing in this manga is so good, it already has me reading between the lines from chapter 1. On top of this strange habit of Risa, she is also such an endearing girl failure, and I say that with as much love and care in my heart, because same. She studies the hardest, but she still can't be the best in her class. She finds things aside from studying useless, but also finds herself caring over a stray cat she'd be willing to drown for. She is hyper-independent, but is also in constant peril due to her lack of sense of danger. Girl is struggling, and I say, me too. It's quite refreshing to have an MC like Risa because on top of being a girl boss, she is also a girl failure. Who says you can't be both? Okay, so how does the delinquent tie into this? Well, due to Risa's struggle with social norms, she's able to reach out to Zen, who is also a social outcast, as a delinquent. She doesn't have any prejudice and treats Zen and his friends just as she would treat anybody else, despite not connecting with them either. However, this manga's focus is on the growth of both Risa and Zen and how they can learn about each other's worlds, finding a way to connect despite their vast differences. Also, Zen is a great character as well. I know, I kinda lost myself raving about Risa, but Zen is a close second favorite of mine. Despite his reputation, he is good-hearted through and through. He helps out with the neighborhood, protects those he cares about, and he grew up loved by those around him. He is, in every way, kind of not a delinquent, but because of his big heart, he has to pick certain fights. He also is a short king, so he is mostly disadvantaged in these fights, but it's fun to see how that dynamic plays out in the series. There are unfortunately only 4 volumes out with this manga right now, but I hope to see both Zen and Risa's story unfold. So if any of these two characters have caught your attention, check out Love That's an Understatement. I also really want physicals for this, so please support the manga digitally, and Kodansha, I am looking at you. In a non-threatening, non-delinquent way, of course. On the same note, Honey So Sweet starts off quite similar to the previous series. Now finds the delinquent Onise on the side of the road and lends him an umbrella. Except, Now is terrified of delinquents. She wants nothing to do with them. So can you imagine her surprise when that same delinquent walks up to her with a bouquet of roses, asking her to be his girlfriend? Out of fear, yes, out of fear, she accepts and starts dating the delinquent. Will she be able to survive her newfound relationship? Okay, I'll be honest, this isn't actually a delinquent-centered manga. Well, Onise does have delinquent tendencies, but he's actually the sweetest person you'll ever meet. Behind those sharp eyes is a kind, hopeless romantic. He may not be a delinquent by choice, but he still faces the same stigma delinquents face due to his appearance. He may not have a gang to fight with, but he still fights for his beliefs. See the correlation? Honey So Sweet is a story about prejudice and how it can hinder you from meeting people who have such big hearts like Onise, our best boy. Even our MC now struggled with judging Onise. It was disheartening to read, but that's why we have the rest of the story to enjoy. Honey So Sweet is exactly how the title sounds. The characters in the story are so sickeningly sweet. I've had to take crying sessions every few chapters over how touching their interactions were. Aside from Now and Onise, we also followed two other characters. Misaki is a soft-faced but sharp-tongued tsundere. Kayo is an icy deadpan loner. They all share one struggle. They're outcasts. It's heartwarming to see these four slowly open up to each other, overcoming their own prejudices in order to learn and fully understand other people beyond the surface level. Honey So Sweet is complete with 8 volumes, so if you're into themes of friendships and introspective narratives, you'll definitely enjoy the series. But be warned, it really is a very sweet, tooth-aching series. So up until this point, we've had a current delinquent, a mistake delinquent, and now introducing our ex-delinquent. Momose, our main character, hates delinquents. She was often picked on in middle school, ordered around even by them. After entering high school, luckily Momose loses those delinquents, keeping her on track for a more peaceful school life. That is until she joins the Helpers Club and she finds out that the president of the club is a former delinquent. Meet Dan Ichikura. Ichikura has decided to leave the delinquent life, and in order to hide his past, he decides to play a nerd hidden behind his large glasses. It's difficult to shake old habits though, as he still clearly exudes delinquent. He won't back down from a fight, still uses aggression as a form of intimidation, and is quite short-tempered. Despite all that, he's trying. He's really trying. He started the Helpers Club to help his school community. He uses his spare classroom time to study, and he's kind to the people around him. Out of all the delinquents I've included in this video, Ichikura might be my favorite. He also excludes the most delinquent demeanor out of the 3 despite being an ex-delinquent. Much like the previous series, we follow Momose get over her prejudice around delinquents in order to see Ichikura for who he truly is. The biggest strength of this series, though, is meeting other delinquents involved with both Ichikura and Momose and seeing the struggles they go through in their day-to-day lives. Just to give you a quick rundown of the characters, there's Igarashi, a delinquent that respected Ichikura in the past, who is now seeking him out as a rival. It's so fun to see him bring out the true delinquent in Ichikura, but also see the real reason why he's so aggressive towards him. There's Sakyo, also a former delinquent, but despite trying to renew her image for years, she still struggles due to her intimidating demeanor. I love her and Momose's friendship, and I'm hoping to see more of it develop in the future. Then there's this silly duo, Yachiro and Yataro, who are pretty laid back. They probably don't claim the delinquent title, but still exude that aura. I truly love their addition to the series, and we get to really see Momose's real growth when we see their story arc unfold. I have truly loved and cared for all the characters introduced throughout this series, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of them in the future. Glasses with a Chance of Delinquent is currently ongoing with 30 chapters in the K-Manga app, so I can't wait to see more of what the series has to offer. It's also getting a physical in January 2025, which I'm so excited for. Now, as I've mentioned, I am quite new to the delinquent trope, so there are still so many series I've yet to check out. If you have any delinquents to have your heart hostage, let me know in the comments. This has been Day signing out. Keep on dreaming, peeps. Bye!